Alright, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how to edit and stitch together images to get that Nimslo effect. So this is just the editing portion. This is assuming you've already gotten your shots, your pictures, and hopefully vaccinated too. But yeah, let's get started. So what you want to do is open up Photoshop. You're going to want to go into File, Scripts, Load Files into Stacks, and now you've got to browse for your files. So let's go into Desktop. This one's going to be a dolly zoom effect. Let's go open, hit OK. Boom. So you can see over here we've got all of our layers. Now, when you're taking the photos, usually you just do one direction, not the band, but just moving in one direction. And then to get that effect of going back and forth, what you're actually going to do is duplicate some of the frames, just so that way there's not kind of reduces like a jitter effect or anything. And it also just makes like the whole process of taking the images quicker, easier. So what I'm going to do here, just to make this easier, is I'm actually going to rename these from beginning to end. So what you're going to want to do is duplicate all of the frames in between the first and last frame. The reason you don't want to duplicate the last and first frame is because it will give it more of a seamless effect. If you duplicate any of those frames, you'll see them get doubled up, and it kind of screws with the timing. Doesn't make it look as seamless. So yeah, what I will do is actually duplicate from, you know, number 6 down to 02. But when I do this, I'll rename them in order just to make sure I know which frame is going in the correct position. So we'll start with 6, duplicate this. I'm going to name this 08, which would be the next frame. Move that down to the bottom. Go to 05, and then just repeat this all the way down. Alright, so once you've got all your frames in order, what you're going to do is select all of these frames, and then I have the timeline feature pulled up. You're going to want to do this. Essentially, to access this, you're going to go into Window, not View, and then click Timeline. That will pull up on the bottom of the screen here. So I'm just going to give this a little bit more space. Zoom out a little bit so you can see the full image. And then what we're going to do is, so instead of hitting Create Video Timeline, you're going to click the little arrow, Create Frame Animation. This is really important here. Make sure it's frame animation and not video timeline. Awesome. So once you have that, what you're going to do is then go back into this menu and then make frames from layers. And if you duplicated, and followed these steps, it's just going to make this super easy. If not, you'll kind of have to go backtrack, see what was missing or what's in order, all that good stuff. So click that. Cool. And then usually for timing, I kind of something to mess with a little bit. It really depends on like the spacing of your images. I typically do 0.06 seconds, which I think is the equivalent of 10 frames a second or 15 frames a second. Honestly, I don't quite know, but that speed, 0.06 seconds I usually go with, just because it moves by pretty quickly and looks pretty seamless without looking super choppy. So then what you're going to do is highlight all your frames in the frame animation over here. Then you could just click on the time setting where it says 0 seconds. Click Other. I'm going to do 0.6 seconds just to check this out, see what it looks like. Hit OK. And then down here, you're going to want to make sure, sometimes it defaults by once. Just make sure that you put this forever, because that will just make sure the GIF just continuously loops forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. So let's play it. Sweet. And awesome. Well, that looks pretty good to me. All right. So once we have that done, I'm pretty happy with the speed for similar, compositions that I've done to this, and also work I've done with the Nimslo 3D camera. I've always defaulted to 0.06. I just found through messing with the settings that always worked with me, so I stuck with it. However, speed is really personal preference. Like, have fun with it, do what you want. If you want a frame, you could actually go in, adjust each individual frame if you really want to. Get creative with it. You don't have to do everything timing wise that I recommend. The whole point of this is to be experimental and have fun with it. So once you have this all going and it's done, then we're going to go into File, Export, and then Save for Web. All right. Let's wait for this screen to pop up. Awesome. So GIFs are usually a really small file size and fairly low resolution. The most resolution that I typically do is a width of, whoops, that's way too much. A width of 1080 pixels, just because this is going to be shown online most likely probably on Instagram, and Instagram defaults. I guess their default resolution for uploading is 1080 wide by 1080 tall. If you're doing 6x6, 4x5 is 13 something. Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure it's somewhere on the internet. So once we have that set up, I'm gonna hit save. Then we're going to rename this. So this is the dolly zoom effect. Save on the desktop. Hit OK. That's safe. Oh, wow, that's quick. Okay, cool. Also, don't forget to save your Photoshop file. It's always good to come back and revisit it. And, if you want to always tweak things in the past, always save and back up your files. Please, losing your files sucks, and you never want that. So always save, 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 save. Hit OK. Sweet, we are good. Now we can quit out of Photoshop. Here's the GIF that we just created in Photoshop. Would you look at that?